Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back. I'm your host, B. Ryder, co-host,
J. Bell.
and this is
Final Thoughts.
Today's topic, the legalization of marijuana. Let's check it out.
News: the Senate Judiciary Committee has passed new marijuana legislation in a 9-1 vote. It now heads to the full Senate floor on Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shannon Heggie.
And I'm Kim Kalunian. This new legislation calls for sweeping changes like the expungement of past marijuana crimes and a delay in retail sales in Rhode Island until December.
A new amended proposal of marijuana legislation in Rhode Island is one step closer to legalizing recreational marijuana. The new bill calls for all civil and criminal marijuana possession convictions to be automatically expunged by July 1st, 2024. It would begin the sale of recreational marijuana in the state to December 1st of this year. It would also get rid of fees that medical marijuana patients have to pay, like the cost to get a medical card and plant tags. People in support of this legislation say the expungement of prior convictions would make a difference for those impacted the most by marijuana convictions.
Bar them from housing, bar them from employment when they go to get a BCI, a criminal background check, and it's there. These are the things that will, a potential landlord, a potential employer, that will turn them away.
Well, Senator Miller says this legislation is 10 years in the making, and of course, if passed, it would legalize possession of marijuana right away.
All right,
Mighty.
Are y'all ready, dude?
here we are.
Shout out to Johnny Depp.
Not sure I deserve that.
All right, what you say?
My man. So, legalization of marijuana.
Yeah.
So, I think the most recent development in this is Rhode Island passing some legislation that hopefully, I don't know if it has yet, but supposedly it's going to decriminalize, legalize marijuana, and expunge all of the records of people who've been locked up for it or have, felony misdemeanors
on it. Yeah.
So that's supposed to be happening. That is good.
That's a step in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah.
I think this should be a no-brainer as far as come on, marijuana, Mary Jane. Do you think you love me, Mary Jane?
Stop.
What's the issue with this? When have you heard a stoner doing something crazy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not crackheads, they're not meth heads, they're not doing stuff like that. Those people are just engaging in,
Yeah, they're zoning out in their mama's basement, eating
cold
rolls.
pizza.
Let's go for it.
Eating cold pizza.
Forgetting to go to work or something like that. These people are in a detriment to society. I don't think. I think it's just, again, the stigma around drugs is really what drives this belief that weed is this terrible thing. I know people who are high 24/7, all day, and these people, they function with it. They do it. They start their day with a blunt,
Right.
and go through the day to go to work, pay their bills, pick up their kids, end of the day with a blunt, and then go to sleep and start the next day all over again doing the same thing.
I really don't see the issue behind it. And it's what's the point of controlling something like this? The most I'm going to do is just eat everything with it.
I'm so fucking hungry, Bill.
In the refrigerator. That's the most I'm going to do. A stoner is just really just trying to relax and chill and watch funny videos of Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle show. Die laughing. Yeah, that's really the truth. There's this fear behind it, and I don't even think like, even Joe Biden isn't completely on board with the legalization of marijuana. I think he's like talking about efforts to reschedule it or decriminalize it to an extent, but even he isn't on board with full legalization at that point. And it's like weird, like it's still very weird. Like, you have adults today who are against it, and I really can't fathom why.
It's weird because they smoked it. Like, I think Obama admitted to smoking.
It's imperative that we have a diversity in the pussy department. Intercepted. Don't sleep on Barry O. Don't ever sleep on Barry O.
Some ganja.
Yeah.
And
college days.
I mean, and we all, you know, for people who like 30 up, we saw Bill Clinton.
Come on.
You know.
You think he wasn't?
You know, you saw his nose.
He was.
Ain't no way the black people in that time period was just like, you know, he got a little swagger to him, and he played the saxophone and all that, you know, like, that's some weed involved.
Yeah, there's something going on.
He was smoking, man. And I think even George W. Bush part, you know,
I think he
took in weed, but I think he did in some other stuff too.
Oh yeah, he was
the opposite color of black, but
he did some heavy shit.
He wants a fucking cocaine!
That's not the
That's
not the him.
This is the marijuana episode.
Right, that's what this is today. We're not talking about all drugs, but weed definitely should be legalized. I think that's across the board. We already have state. This is one thing that I think is inevitable for our country.
Yeah.
And
I am inevitable.
You can fight it. You can run from it. But weed legalization shall arrive all the same.
All the same.
It will. At least that's my opinion. I think in the next 10, 15 years, you're going to see just a drum roll of states, a tidal wave of them just legalizing it. And Rhode Island is just the next one on the list. So
yeah,
here we go.
Because it's legal in certain places and illegal in other places, but yet we're the United States. I always wondered, you know, why was that? So you could go to, like, you know, Denver, Colorado, and smoke up a storm, but then you come to, you know, the red states where they got the Waffle Houses. Wherever they have a Waffle House, it's illegal and all this kind of stuff. And then you have the workarounds where it's like you get the prescription medical marijuana and stuff like that. Well, I gotta take it for my cataracts.
Yeah, exactly.
This, that, and the third. It just shouldn't even be all of that. It should just be legal.
Yeah.
Why is it legal just for, like, medical uses? If it's okay for medical uses, that means it's good. What are we doing? What do we do? What is this about? You know, that's what I really want to know.
We're united in our division. That's what we are.
You damn.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga.
That's what we're united in. It really doesn't make any sense. And, like, the president could do something substantial about this. The president can't fully legalize it. That'll probably take Congress to do. But the president can reschedule it and require more research and stop enforcing it so much to where that it will be functionally decriminalized. And the president can also wipe records clean and free nonviolent drug offenders. That's all within the president's purview. Why Joe Biden doesn't do it, I think he's just an old guy with some old-fashioned beliefs, I guess. Either that or he just doesn't want to lose a Republican base. But either way, it's just a good idea to legalize this stuff because there are medical uses for it. We can research that some more and find more medical uses for it. One of my coworkers actually told me about his wife, who he's been with for years. She could never get a full night's sleep. She always had trouble. She would be up at 3 a.m. because she just could not fall asleep. She tried melatonin and all these other pills to try. Didn't work. And she finally got some medical grade marijuana from a family member. And she would just take a couple drops every night before bed. And now she sleeps like a baby every night. Right. That should be, you should have a choice to do that, because sometimes you may need that. There are people out there who are suffering from problems that weed can basically take care of.
Yeah. And one of those, and don't quote me on this, I don't have any statistics, it's just what I think. I think anxiety is one of the leading issues that people have globally. You know how many people that use marijuana as a means to quell, make less of their anxiety? That's a lot, and I mean a lot of people. It's not necessarily a habit that they have. It's just, I'm a little anxious right now, I need to calm down, and it brings them to a safe spot. Because anxiety could lead into other things. Oh yeah. It can really lead into other dangerous things.
It can cripple.
And their usage of marijuana helps them regulate their anxiety.
Yeah. That's just a few, medical issues that weed by itself can fix. We haven't even gotten into the detriment of it being criminalized, locking up nonviolent drug offenders, people who have an ounce of weed in their car or smoked something earlier, and you're putting these people in prison, giving them felony charges on their records sometimes, and now these people get out and they can't get
no government
decent
jobs.
Housing, no government jobs, their job applications, their pickings are slim for them.
Right.
All because they had a little bit of weed, which we know doesn't really hurt you,
And the issue I have with that, and this is why I wear this shirt so much when we take our when we do the show, is that I'm very pro-black. I think that the reason behind all of this marijuana, and we gotta lock them up and all that, because who's the biggest user of marijuana? Who do you think? Is it the white guy? Is it the black guy? Is it the Spanish guy? Like, it's the black guy. Just so in case you were questioning it, it's the black guy.
What it is that black people and white people use marijuana at the same rate, but we get locked up like 4 times more.
Exactly.
And that's the point.
So
that's the point.
Yeah.
The justice. Yeah. It's not equality that we're experiencing here.
The hand of the law falls heavy on us when it comes to this.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how many of our family members, brothers and sisters, uncles and cousins and fathers would be set free from this being legalized and having the records expunged. Like, this would change lives, change families, This is something that really needs to happen, and it's kind of frustrating that we're in 2022 and this is still like a tepid talking point, whereas maybe we'll do a little something, I don't know, we'll legalize it though. That's crazy. We have alcohol kills more people than weed. Cigarettes. Yeah. Like, this makes no sense to me. Everybody against it. They talk about weed being a gateway drug and other things, or we don't want the kids to be like. Are you making the same case for Tito's vodka, for Jack Daniels? You making the same case for the Camels and the Virginia Slims that you smoke? Are you making the same case for that? Are you making the same case for caffeine, which is the most widely just socially acceptable drug that we all take?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, but we make these arguments for weed. I don't get it. You? You have any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is to legalize marijuana.
That's very funny.
Don't know if you were watching the episode, if you sped through it. You know, yeah, I just want us to legalize it, and we shouldn't be going to jail behind something. The devil's lettuce. Mary Jane, ganja, whatever name that people give it, it's just really no reason. I haven't ever, and I mean ever, heard of somebody under the influence of marijuana that went off and shot a whole school up, or just felt like doing any kind of deviant behavior that wasn't just sitting down at home stoned out of your mind laughing at everything.
Yeah.
You know, and it shouldn't be on the same level as how they treat meth and heroin and all the other drugs that make you go ball mouth and just spaz out on the street like crack and all that kind of stuff. It's just marijuana. Get over it. Get over it.
Boris. My final thoughts on this is, yeah.
Ditto.
So get over it, please. At the very least, it needs to be knocked down. It needs to be rescheduled from a Schedule 1 drug to at least Schedule 4, something like that. Just because right now it's in the same category as heroin and crack and stuff. Hard drugs. You know, fentanyl.
Ooh.
Fentanyl has just been killing people left, right, up and down. That's a dangerous drug, right? Weed is not
Rest
that.
in peace, Kimbo Slice.
Weed is not that. Definitely not that.
No.
And we need to get a little bit of common sense. We can legalize it and then regulate it. Maybe you shouldn't be driving while high. Maybe you shouldn't be operating heavy machinery.
Right. Yeah.
There are limits that should definitely be in place, sure. But to act like weed is heroin and it needs to be so tightly restricted and people need to be getting 10-year sentences for a little weed is absolutely bonkers. And this does need to change. But that's my final.
Yeah, there's no way you should go to jail for getting pulled over and you have a little nickel bag.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's stupid.
Seriously?
Come on, son.
If anything, just take it from him and just
let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go. I knew it. How you knew I was going to say? I knew it. I just felt it. It was the marijuana.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Alright, y'all. Thanks for checking us out. Your host, B. Ryder, co-host
J. Bell.
And this has been
Final Thoughts.